Yes, we have Lou and Jess here. I'm going to go ahead and record. If you have a question, please raise your hand.
Recording in progress.
And Bella, go ahead, kick us off.
Obviously, could we just start with you guys' overall thoughts and feelings on the result tonight?
I mean, it's disappointing to lose. And in truth, I think that especially big parts of the game where I felt we just didn't show the best of us, and I think that is kind of harder to take, and we just kind of didn't show who we were for like 90 minutes. I think there was parts of the game where we did and we created chances and we've got to take them, but this is a tough lesson for us to learn as a group about what the playoffs are and what they mean.
Yeah. And then so sorry.
No, go ahead. You can do next.
My second question was going to be, obviously the loss now means that that is the end of your professional career officially, Lou. Just wondering, I know we talked a lot about it the past few weeks since you announced, but just wondering how you're feeling, and Jess, if you have anything sort of final you want to say about Lou.
I don't know how I'm feeling yet. I don't know, proud. It's been a long 13 years. We've had a lot of success. Making playoffs is difficult. It's a whole nother beast. But I'm excited for the future of the Reign. We're super young, and I think, like Jess said, this is a big lesson to learn for them. But I'm excited to see about, what that looks like in growth. But yeah, I think I'm fulfilled. I'm happy. I've walked away with so many memories and friends and love and support. So I truly couldn't have asked for a better career.
Thanks, Bella, and then we'll go to Grant.
So possession was roughly the same in each half, but you were able to put together 11 shots compared to 6 in the first half. So that was 11 second half shots. Maybe aside from you coming onto the field, Jess, I'm sure that was obviously part of it. But how did it look different in the second half? What were you guys able to do differently there?
We stretched them. We ran in behind, which opens up what they do, and they hold a high line as well. And we were able to destabilize their back line, which is, unfortunately for us, something we talked about doing all week. And we just couldn't get it together in the first half. And we were able to do that much more in the second half. And then when you stretch him, you have a choice. You want to go behind or you want to come pocket. And we were able to manipulate them. Yeah. But if you don't have those runs in behind, then they can squeeze the pitch and you're playing in a much smaller area, which is exactly what they want because they are pressing. And so we couldn't quite get that going enough in the first half, and then because of that we kept having giveaways, and then they were getting a lot of momentum, and so that was pretty much all we kind of switched in the second half, was this real focus on getting some runners and beyond to just stretch them. And then you saw what a difference that made. And then it was just a case of putting our chances away, which I'm guilty for. And the game could have been and would have been different.
Thank you.
All right, and then we'll go to Dan.
For you to start when you came off pitch in this one and you were sitting there, did you start to get reflective, or were you locked in like any other game, just trying to will the team on to equalize and keep going?
Yeah, I think announcing it a while ago, I think I've done my reflection and been able to process and really be present and enjoy playoffs and the tail end of season there. But yeah, I mean, my job isn't done when I walk off the pitch. Support my team and yeah, trying to stay locked in and continue to bring good energy is my role when I walk off. But yeah, I think because we were so close in the second half to equalize that walking off the pitch, I felt pretty confident in the team to get back in there and we really pushed that second half.
And Jess, when you say that it's a hard lesson for the team about how to handle the playoffs, why do you think it is that the team had to learn that lesson by losing the game tonight?
Because I just think that the best lessons you ever learn is when something doesn't go your way and something's hard and something hurts. And I think tonight that was what this is, right? This really hurts. We don't want to be knocked out. We know that we could have won the game, and so this feeling will stay with a lot of our girls, I think, as they go on and start their career that I'm sure will have extreme longevity. This will be a feeling that they'll always be able to go back to in these type of games, because playoff games are different. They're more intensity, they're more physical. I think you'll know in the first half it was just like foul after foul after foul after foul, and then the game settles, and you have to stay in games for as long as possible in playoffs, because anything can happen. And so I think all those lessons will be learned tonight, because they haven't been in a playoff game before, so of course that's how they're going to learn.
And finally, it might not be the right time for this question, but any thoughts on your own future with the club or in the pro game?
No, not as of right now. I think I'm just gonna enjoy my best friend and enjoy her last moments as a pro football player, and I'm gonna celebrate her career, probably not just now but over the next few days, because she deserves that. And then we will see.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dan. And then we'll take last one from Charles.
Hey guys, I know there's been a lot of talk and reflection on some of the younger players needing to learn from this, right, and kind of ingested. Can you speak the other side of that? Just what you've seen from them throughout the year, the Maddies plural, the jump that Sam took, Jordan, obviously Jordan Buck, just that group that will be this club going forward. And I know you guys have spoke through the last few years about them and them being the future of this club. Just their growth this year and what they've meant so far, to get to this place.
Yeah, look, I think if you look at the squad, you got 15 players that this was their first playoff game, 17 players that hadn't played a playoff minute, and I think, one, of course we're disappointed and this hurts like hell. But as a club, as you want to look bigger and you want to look moving forward, you also can go, this is a huge learning curve for us as a group. And our young players, or our new players and our young players, and they're all quite the same at this point, they've been fantastic. It's been a really hard year. It's a really long year. And it's their first time going through this as in an entire season. And so they're only going to get better. And they're good already. And so that's what's so exciting for this club specifically, with the group that they kind of have put together now, and then with whatever moving parts happen in the off season and whatever they decide to bring in and keep strengthen. And obviously we lose Lou, and so how to rebuild those little bits. We're not far off. The club is not far off from keep progressing. And I think for us, it was a huge transition year. I think everybody knows that. And we can be proud of that. And now the next step is to celebrate the year as a group, celebrate all the little wins that everyone has had throughout this season, celebrate Lulu, celebrate Hannah, but then look forward to what can next year be. How can we make next year better? And those girls are going to be a huge part of that. And so I'm super excited for them. I really am. Because this is a great club and they have great coaches and they're great players. And so if they learn right and if we all learn right together, we have a great future. Did you want to say anything?
Just letting you go, but yeah, I think it's a unique opportunity, right? We put a lot of responsibility and pressure on these young ones. We forget how old they are. And I think for them, it's now finding who they are, who they want to be. And that's what we got to do for so long over the last 13 years. It's a new cycle. And I think the best part about that is that they do have us for guidance. I think we've always said this about this club. We want you to come in and be your authentic self. And you see that in every little individual that we have out there. But my favorite thing is that this is a core group.
Mm-hmm.
We have such a massive group of the same age that are at the top level already. Their ceiling hasn't even been touched yet. So yeah, for them to experience this so early on and so young is just going to push them into that next level faster.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what you want. And it's hard to find those opportunities. It's hard to get into playoffs. It's hard then to go lose and then reflect and then try to build on next year. We talk about all the time. We see what the young ones are going through, and sometimes we sit back and laugh because we're like, we actually know you're going to be okay, but you got to sit with this for a little bit.
Yeah.
And I see the girls out there heartbroken, and we've had 9 years of playoff heartbreaks for us. So it's like you're going to be okay. You're going to heal, and the best thing you can do is go back out next year and
You're going to get better.
and get better. Yeah.
Imagine I would have loved to have lost a playoff game at 18.
Same.
Because what a great lesson for my career. And so the kids are going to be just fine.
Yeah. Future's bright.
Future's very bright.
Thanks, Ken.
All right, thank you,
Thanks.
everyone.
Yeah,
Thanks,
thank
Beth.
you.
Thanks, Jeff.